You know, that feeling when you have been trying to solve a puzzle for hours and your eyes are tired and you are starting to believe that perhaps the last piece is simply missing? You have put in the work, you have analyzed every angle, and you have stayed committed to the process while everyone else told you to just walk away. Then, suddenly, the light shifts in the room, and you see the solution that was hiding in plain sight all along. That single breathless moment of realization where everything finally clicks is exactly what the week of January 25th to January 31st, 2026 represents for you. For months, you have been navigating a landscape that felt like it was made of thick, heavy clay. Every step toward your goals took double the energy it usually does. You have faced delays that didn't make sense and silence from people you expected to hear from. But as we step into the final 7 days of January, that atmospheric pressure is finally lifting. This isn't just a change in your mood. It is a structural breakthrough in your personal timeline. The universe is essentially handing you the final piece of the puzzle, and by the time you reach the end of this week, your entire picture of the future will look fundamentally different. The shift begins on Sunday, January 25th, 2026. You might feel a subtle but undeniable sense of relief when you wake up that morning. The tension that defined the earlier part of the month is starting to dissolve, replaced by a quiet, steady confidence. On this day, you are being invited to stop fighting with the circumstances of your life and start observing them with a detached clarity. As a Leo, your fire often makes you want to force an outcome through sheer willpower. However, the breakthrough arriving this week is not something you have to hunt down or wrestle to the ground. It is an opening that has been earned through your persistence over the past year. Sunday is a day for integration. It is about looking at the lessons you've learned since the start of 2026 and realizing that you are no longer the same person who began this year. You are more refined, more patient, and significantly more authoritative. As we move into Monday, January 26th, 2026, the breakthrough starts to move from the internal to the external. This is often the day when stalled plans suddenly find their momentum. If you have been waiting for a confirmation on a career move, a decision on a financial application, or even just a return text regarding a personal project, this is the window where the gears start to turn. The energy of Monday is very practical and grounded. You aren't just getting good news, you are getting actionable data. This is a moment to be professional, poised, and ready to respond. The blockage that has been holding you back, whether it was a bureaucratic delay, a person who was being difficult, or simply your own hesitation, is losing its power. You will find that you no longer have to push nearly as hard to get people to see your vision. They are starting to lean toward you. By Tuesday, January 27th, and Wednesday, January 28th, 2026, we enter the core of this breakthrough week. This is when the most visible shifts are likely to occur. For many of you, this involves a profound realization regarding your career and your long-term sense of purpose. For too long, you have been playing it safe, or perhaps you've been following a blueprint that someone else designed for you. The breakthrough in the middle of this week provides you with a lightning bolt moment of clarity about where you actually belong. This might manifest as a sudden offer that feels completely right, or a decision to walk away from a project that has been draining your spirit. It is about a change in your status. People are beginning to see you as an expert, a leader, or an essential asset. You are stepping out of the shadows and back into your natural role as the visionary. The key to navigating Wednesday specifically is to trust your first instinct. Your intuition is tuned to a very high frequency right now, and it is steering you away from old patterns and toward a much bigger version of yourself. In the realm of finances and security, the week of January 25th brings a long-awaited thaw. Many Leos have been feeling a sense of restriction or uncertainty regarding their resources over the past several months. Perhaps the numbers haven't been moving upward as fast as you hoped. Or maybe unexpected expenses kept popping up just as you started to save. Between January 28th and January 30th, you are likely to see a shift that stabilizes your foundation. This might not be a windfall of millions, but it is the start of a much more sustainable flow. It is a moment where you see the return on investment for the hard work you've put in since last summer. This financial clearing is important because it allows you to stop worrying about survival and start focusing on expansion. When you feel secure, your Leo creativity flourishes, and this week provides you with the breathing room to dream again. Relationship dynamics also undergo a breakthrough as we reach the end of the week. For some time, there may have been a disconnect between how you see yourself and how your closest partners see you. Perhaps you have felt pigeonholed into a specific role that no longer fits. On Thursday, January 29th, 2026, a conversation or a shared experience allows the air to clear. It is a mature, honest realignment. If a partnership, personal or professional, is meant to move forward with you into the next phase of your life, this is the week where it evolves to a higher level of trust. If it isn't meant for you, you will find the strength to let go without the usual guilt. The breakthrough in your relationships is about authenticity. You are realizing that you don't need to perform or diminish your light to be loved or respected. The right people are naturally drawn to your genuine frequency, and this week highlights who those people truly are. On Friday, January 30th, 2026, there is a powerful, energetic doorway. If you have a goal that you've been nervous to start or a phone call you've been procrastinating on, this is the time to strike. The universe is providing a supportive tailwind that makes the impossible feel manageable. It's as if the hurdles that were 5 feet high have suddenly shrunk to 6 inches. You will feel a surge of personal confidence that isn't based on bravado, but on evidence. You have survived the trials of the last few months. You have navigated the warnings and the silence. And now, you are standing in the winner's circle. This Friday is an excellent day for visibility. If you have a brand to build, a message to share, or a presentation to give, the reception will likely exceed your expectations. People are ready to hear what you have to say, and more importantly, they are ready to follow your lead. As we reach the final day of the week, Saturday, January 31st, 2026, the month ends on a high note of integration and gratitude. This is a time to look back at everything that has happened since the 25th. You will likely see a clear line of progress. You started the week waiting for a breakthrough, and you are ending it standing in the middle of one. This final day is about anchoring these shifts so they become your new normal. This isn't just a good week that will be forgotten by February. This is a permanent upgrade in your reality. You have cleared the debris that was cluttering your timeline. The blocks in your mind, the delays in your career, and the stagnant energy in your personal life have all been addressed. You are entering the next month with a clean slate and a heart full of momentum. Why has it taken so long for this breakthrough to arrive? For a sign like yours, everything is about timing and growth. If these results had appeared 2 or 3 months ago, you might not have developed the necessary skills to manage them. You needed that period of stagnation to learn how to sustain your own fire when there was no external validation. You needed the silence to hear your own voice. The breakthrough is arriving now because you are finally ready to inhabit the space it provides. You are no longer trying to prove your worth to others. This shift in consciousness is the real engine behind the breakthroughs you are seeing in your career and finances. Your outer world is simply playing catch-up with the person you have become. It is important to understand that a breakthrough doesn't mean that every challenge disappears. It means your relationship to challenge has changed. You have moved from being the person who is blocked by an obstacle to the person who knows exactly how to move around it or through it. As you move through these days from the 25th to the 31st, stay mindful of your energy. Don't rush into every opening with an air of desperation. Instead, walk through these doors with the regal composure that defines your sign. Let the universe bring the rewards to you. Now is the time for you to be the CEO of your own life, making strategic decisions from a place of peace rather than a place of urgency. One area of life that finally moves forward in a big way is your self-expression. For many Leos, the last few years have felt a bit muted. Maybe you weren't feeling particularly creative, or you felt like you had to hold back your true personality to fit in. This final week of January acts as a megaphone for your spirit. You might find yourself drawn back to old hobbies, creative projects, or a way of dressing that feels more like you. This reclaiming of your personal joy is a critical part of the breakthrough. You cannot have professional success without personal vibrancy, and this week reconnects you to the things that make your heart beat faster. By Sunday, January 31st, you will feel a sense of wholeness that has been missing for a while. What should you do with this momentum as you look toward February? The most important thing is to keep the ball rolling. Do not rest on your laurels once you see the first signs of success. This week is the beginning of a cycle, not the end of one. Use the progress you make between January 26th and 28th as leverage for your next big move. If a door opens, keep walking. If a person reaches out with an opportunity, follow through. You are building something solid and lasting here, and that requires consistent, mindful action. 2026 is asking you to think bigger than you ever have before, and the final week of January is the launch pad for that bigger vision. As you look back on this week, you will likely realize that one single conversation or one single decision on January 28th or 29th changed the course of your month. Often, we expect breakthroughs to be loud and dramatic, like a physical explosion. But sometimes, they are as quiet as a key turning in a lock. Pay attention to those quiet shifts. Pay attention to the way people's tone changes when they talk to you. Notice how your own internal dialogue has become more supportive and less critical. These are the bricks that are building your new life. You have broken through the glass ceiling that was hovering over your potential, and the sky above you is now completely clear. In terms of physical energy, you may feel a boost this week, especially toward the 30th and 31st. This is a reflection of your spirit being energized by the visible progress in your life. Use this energy to clean your physical space, to finish projects that have been hanging over your head, and to take care of your body. A breakthrough for a Leo always involves a rejuvenation of the lion itself. You want to look and feel as strong as the empire you are building. This is the perfect week for a fresh start in any area of your lifestyle. Whether it's a new fitness routine or a change in your daily environment, the improvements you make now will have a long-lasting impact because they are being fueled by the successful energy of the breakthrough. As this pivotal week comes to a close, remember that you are the architect of this shift. While the planetary cycles create the conditions, your choices and your courage are what bring the breakthrough to life. You stayed the course when it was difficult. You kept believing when the world was quiet. And now you get to reap the benefits of that unshakable Leo spirit. The transition from January into February 2026 will feel less like a calendar change and more like a graduation ceremony. You have completed a major lesson in persistence, and you are ready for the bigger, more expansive chapters that lie ahead. Think of the weeks leading up to this as a training ground. You have learned how to manage your fire, how to navigate the warnings, and how to stay grounded when everything felt stagnant. Now, as the breakthrough manifests, you have the wisdom to use it correctly. You aren't going to blow this opportunity on something superficial. You are going to use it to build a legacy, to deepen your connections, and to create a life that actually feels as good as it looks. The momentum you gain this week is yours to keep. You have reclaimed your timeline. Is these insights into the final week of January resonated with your current experience? Please know that you are not alone on this path. We are a community of individuals who understand the unique rhythm of the Leo spirit, and your participation here is a vital part of that energy. If you found this information valuable and it helps you prepare for your breakthrough, I would be so grateful if you would like this message and share it with someone who might be struggling to find their light. Your support helps us continue to provide this deep dive into your personal timeline. To make sure you are always updated as your story unfolds throughout 2026, please consider subscribing to Leo Timeline. We have so much more to explore together as you step into the leadership and abundance that you have worked so hard to achieve. Get ready for a week that changes everything. Stay bright, stay centered, and welcome to your breakthrough.